Wait, what? We insure NASCAR? We are awesome! Oh my God, NASCAR! Whoa. When did we get NASCAR? We have NASCAR? Like the race, like they drive, like the race cars. Yeah, like the vroom, they're gonna, NASCAR! Can you even believe it, NASCAR? We're so awesome, man. Like, yeah, we don't have NASCAR. So we don't insure NASCAR, but what we did today was we looked into how much would it be if we actually insured a NASCAR car. And I don't mean out there on the track, I mean if you owned your very own stock car and drove it to your buddy's barbecue like a complete badass. So what would that cost if you had your own NASCAR car? Okay, so when we first asked this question, we thought, you're crazy. We're crazy. We're absolutely crazy. John, you're crazy. We asked some of our carriers, some of our companies that we work with, and they all said, you guys are crazy, except one who said, you're crazy, but let's talk about it. So that's National General. They're one of our favorite companies that we work with. They were one of the first companies that ever started working with us when we first opened our doors over 15 years ago here at Alliance Insurance. So we went to them. They do auto insurance better than just about anyone in the industry. And they went, yeah, we can probably write that, but it would be crazy. But you guys know us, we are crazy. So let's look into how much it would cost to insure a NASCAR car. And just so you know, I know it sounds really silly to say NASCAR car, it's just car, but I don't know how to get around it, so you're just gonna have to deal with that. Okay, so just like insuring any vehicle, there are two main parts, and so we have to insure the actual physical part of the car itself, and we have to insure the liability for what happens if you do something to someone else in that car, right? It's just the way auto insurance works. So let's first look at the body of the car and see how much it costs, because that's what it's going to take if something happens to it and we have to repair it. So how much do these things cost? So you guys probably already knew this, but they cost a lot. So let's get into it. The first thing is the engine itself. These are handcrafted works of art. They are amazing. Every single one meticulously designed and crafted by a specialized team. So how much do they cost? The crazy answer is most of them are $45,000 to $80,000 a piece. Right off the bat, we have an engine that is worth more than most cars by themselves. We have to insure that engine. Next, we have to think about the tires. These are specialized tires with no tread whatsoever that are designed to take 2 to 3 Gs. In fact, the right tire has to be able to take 4,000 pounds of pressure. These things are insane and amazing, and they cost about $500 a pop for each one, so that's gonna add up quickly too. Now the body itself, the frame, that is expensive as well. These things are well designed. They're made of insanely strong metal, and they are basically like a cage that is as light as possible, as strong as possible to protect the person inside. You can go online and find some used, beat up old version for $500, but when we're talking about the real deal, this guy could cost 100 grand by itself. Okay, so let's look into it. You add all those things up together, we're looking at least $150,000 for your NASCAR car. That's a lot of money. I do want to point out that it's not as much as the market value for a brand new Bentley or a Lamborghini. I mean, your Lambo is going to put you back 400 grand. I was actually surprised that the value of these cars are not higher, but then again, you have to look at what they do. But all in all, we're talking about $150,000. So now we need to talk about liability. Now the factors that usually go into liability are things like location, because where you live determines the environmental factors that happen around you when you're driving and will determine, or at least help to determine, how likely it is you'll be in an accident. And then the other factors are usually your own driving record, right? So if you're a great driver with a perfect record, you're less likely to get into an accident, and therefore your liability is going to be cheaper because you're less likely to be in an accident. But there is a third factor. As you guys know very well, these things can go 200 miles an hour. The faster you're going, the more damage an accident is going to cause. Now, we all know someone who's been an offender bender in a parking lot somewhere, and you've seen what can happen if someone hits a car at 10 miles an hour. We probably, unfortunately, know people that have hit something at 45 miles an hour. You can kill someone at 35 miles an hour. So what do you think's gonna happen when you're at 150, when you're at 175, you're at 200? The simple fact of the matter is, you're much more likely to kill someone, to cause an accident that will either kill you or someone else if you're going 200 miles an hour. That's just the math of it. And so these things are going to have crazy liability rates because they are way too fast, which is probably why you don't see a lot of them on the street. They're way too fast to be safe. Factor that in when you see the number that I'm about to tell you for what this is going to cost to insure. Okay, the moment of truth. Our friends at National General came back and they said, look, for your NASCAR stock car, they said that it would cost $9,000 a year. I gotta admit, I was expecting a lot more. I thought it would be really, really expensive. Now, granted, if I had a bill that's $9,000 a year, I am filing for bankruptcy. But I still was surprised. I thought it was going to be a lot more than that. So thank you, National General, for your help in this, for giving us a real answer to how much it would cost to insure a stock car if you had one. And thanks to NASCAR, who probably don't want me doing this video, but have let me and haven't sued me yet. And I thank you a lot. Thanks again for watching, guys. Remember, if you don't have your car insured with someone that is as awesome as someone who talks about NASCAR, then you should probably give Alliance Insurance a call. Click on the link below. Let's chat. Let's get you hooked up with some insurance that's less than $9 grand a year. All right, guys. Thanks a lot, and we'll be talking soon.